You have big goals. You know what you want. So why can't you just get up and do them? Why do you find yourself stuck sitting on the couch with no motivation? It's not just your mindset. There's actually something a lot easier that you're forgetting to do. You need to take care of yourself. This means going to bed on time, getting enough hours of sleep. It means better diet, exercise, stop doom scrolling, spending less time on the screen, getting outside for more fresh air. All of these things are small changes you can make, but they're going to have a big impact on the goals you're setting, on living your best life. So all of these self-care habits, if you're not doing them, leads to low energy, lack of motivation, and on top of that, if you already have this job stress, this burnout feeling, it's just contributing to making it worse. You're not going to be able to pursue your goals, pursue this better life you're looking for. You need to stop eating out so much, stop eating junk food, start making more meals at home. And people want to make a lot of excuses about this. This is something I personally do. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of money. I was a broke college student and still made the time to cook meals at home. I would meal prep. I would cook something for dinner, have leftovers for dinner and lunch. Or I would cook something and freeze it if I had space in the freezer. And in terms of bedtime, if you can go to bed at a consistent time every night, it's helpful. If you can get enough hours of sleep. So many people are like, oh yeah, I got 6 or 7 hours. That's not enough. You need 8 hours, 9 hours. Everyone's body can be a little different, but get some more sleep. Get some consistent sleep. Every time you're not sleeping enough, it's just leading to more fatigue and then more lack of motivation. I know this is something I struggle with. I'm not perfect on this either. I used to go to bed 11 p.m. sharp, basically no exceptions, sometimes even beforehand. And yeah, I fell off after college. I started working. I started staying up late, different times, and I still haven't really gotten back on track. I got back on track a little bit, and then I fell off again, and then back on track, and then off again. So I try and get 8 hours of sleep. If I can sleep in, then it's fine, but I still don't feel my best. I know I would feel better if I went to sleep earlier. Screen time. This is probably one of the biggest ones for most of us. You need to get off your phone. It's not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. I cut back on social media. I feel a lot calmer, a lot more focused, and I'll probably make a whole video on that topic, but if you can just cut down your screen time or cut down the doom scrolling, it's going to help you a lot. That is a small habit. You can make the change. I promise you can do it. They make apps to help limit your screen time. You just stop going on it before bed. That can be helpful. Take a look. Put it on your home screen. How much screen time have you spent every single day? And use that as motivation. Try and get that number down. You can see which apps you've been on the most. Try and cut those numbers down. And then exercise and fresh air. These two can go hand in hand, or, can be one or the other. I know some people, they're really good about working out. Some people aren't. You need to get some form of exercise in, even if it's just walking. A little bit of exercise, it can give you that dopamine that you're maybe searching for on your phone or something like that. It's also good for your body. It can help clear your mind. It can help you with de-stressing. So I think exercise is very important as well, and it's a pretty easy thing to do. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. Like I said, you can go walk outside. That's free. That's easy. If you don't have a nice area to walk outside, do a home workout. YouTube, no equipment, home workouts. You can find stuff. You can find no jumping for apartments. If you can afford, just a set of dumbbells, there's so many workouts to do with just dumbbells. If you can afford a little walking pad, that's a great option too. If you work from home, put that under your desk at your office space. There's a lot of options, and I hear a lot of excuses from people about they don't have time to work out. They don't have time to even go for a walk. They don't have anywhere to go. Trust me, it's all excuses. You can find a way, I promise. And this gets into the next point of you don't need to fix all of these things at once. Instead, pick one or two things. Maybe if you can combine the two things, that can work. But just pick one thing to focus on at first. Figure out which one feels the easiest, the path of least resistance. Maybe you're like, yeah, I could add a walk into my day every day. Or I think I could manage a 15-minute workout 2 or 3 times a week. Start there. So many people think you have to jump into being perfect. Oh, I don't work out. I don't have time. I need to work out 4 or 5 times a week for an hour. You don't need to. If you want to get there at some point, that's great. But maybe your life right now doesn't allow for that kind of time and energy. I know mine doesn't. But you can figure out what does work with your schedule and make some time for that. And that's kind of my biggest point here is start small, pick something that can work so you can stick to it better. And one good habit is going to lead to another, Maybe you're like, I don't ever get to go outside. I'm stuck in the office all day. Figure out maybe after work you can go for a quick walk outside, just 10 minutes around your neighborhood or your apartment complex or wherever you live. Or maybe on your weekend, you can just sit outside on your back deck, your balcony, just breathe 10 minutes of fresh air, get a little sunshine in your eyes. Anything like that can help, and it's a good start. Or if you're trying to build in some exercise, you can walk outside, and that gets your walk and fresh air at the same time. At the end of the day, you need to prioritize these things and make your own routine. And your routine may not be the same. I think sometimes we get stuck on routines too. Like, oh, this was my routine. I work out every morning and now I got a new job and it starts earlier and I don't have time and I get off track and I'm not able to do that anymore. But actually, you just need to change it up. You need to figure out your new routine and jump into that so you don't get off track. So you need to be flexible if you're going to keep making these small habits and small changes. The best thing you can do for yourself is stop making excuses. It's easy to not take care of yourself, especially when your job is busy, your life is busy, maybe you have kids to take care of, pets, whatever. Life is hard. It leaves you tired, it leaves you burnt out, it leaves you with no motivation to do anything, except like your job and hopefully you're feeding yourself. But so it can feel overwhelming. I know, I get it. But you still need to take this responsibility to take care of yourself if you want to succeed, if you want to work towards your goals. Because at the end of the day, if you keep making excuses as to why you can't do it, you're lying to yourself. That's the hard truth. Maybe you don't want to hear it. Most of us don't, but you are lying to yourself if you say, oh, I just can't. I just don't have time. If you can't even make one tiny little change, you're never going to make that big changes, hit that big goal that you have. You're tired, you're ready to save yourself, you're ready to make a change, but that's a big change. It's going to take small steps over time. You need to be able to make these small changes to help get yourself on the path of making the bigger changes. And by making these small changes too, you're going to build a lot of self-confidence and you're going to have more energy at the end of the day. If you're eating better, you're getting enough sleep, you're going to feel more energized, which is going to give you a little bit more motivation to do the things that are working towards your best life. And some people say, oh, well, when I have all the money, when I have all the time, then I'm going to take care of myself. Then I'll eat better. Oh, I don't have time. I'm going to eat shitty. Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep when I retire. Well, that's not the right mindset. You may not make it till then. You're living your life right now. You deserve to treat yourself, treat your body the best you can right now. If you wait until later, you're just going to develop more problems and you may not reach that point later. Treat yourself the best you can right now. Take care of yourself. Try and keep yourself in the best health you can now so that you can, achieve those future goals and live to see those future goals. And when you do hit that dream life, when you hit that potential, when you hit that goal you're looking for, you can take even better care of yourself, Like I said, I know you may not have time right now to do everything or take care of yourself completely the way you want to, but I guarantee you can make some small changes. And later on, when you do have the means, the finances, the time, you can take even better care of yourself than you do now, but you've already started on the right track. And feel free to drop a comment below listing one small change that you've made or one small change you're planning on making after watching this video. And that way we can all motivate each other. Like I said, one of my current things I'm still working on is getting to bed on time. My goal is to get at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep every single night and to go to bed on a more consistent schedule. So drop a comment below with what your small change you're going to make is, or with the small change you've already made and had success with. And thanks for watching.